Yeah, Coach, could you discuss the play today of quarterback Marcus Mariota? It was 13 to 14.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good defense. We knew we had to be efficient, and Marcus certainly was. Made a lot of really good plays, and credit to our line too, because he was able to progress on a couple plays, and made some really big throws for us, and made some huge plays with his legs too. And it certainly helps us. It certainly helps us stay on track and efficient. And can't say enough good things about Marcus and the way he's leading this football team.
With the way that your offense did play today, is that I know I think I've asked you this a couple times now differently. Is this ideally kind of what you want to see in terms of maybe not even run pass balance, but what Marcus is doing within the offense?
Yeah, I mean, certainly. You want to have a game that's efficient. Both teams, similar styles, physicality. So, I don't know if I have the play number on me. Anybody have the play total number? It just, there was lulls. Both teams possessed the ball for some pretty long drives, and like I said, that was a good defense, and we were able to run the football too. And Marcus was a big part of that.
And just in terms of AJ and Casey, any update on?
I don't have the updates. Obviously, it was nothing that we got major news right now. A lot of those guys will get imaging done, meet with the doctors, and we'll go from there.
You're talking about, everybody's going to see Marcus 13 and 14, but how did the run game supplement what he was able to do and what you guys were able to do as an offense entirely?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to defend. So, I mean, some of them were designed quarterback runs. Some of them he was able to extend the plays. A huge third down conversion because the way they like to attack the pocket, and if they drop out of there, there's a lot of room for them. And so that was a huge conversion for the half. They will get that touchdown. So those are the plays, and you got to rush them a little bit differently. He can certainly hurt you outside the pocket, and certainly can hurt you in the quarterback run game.
Yeah, Coach, could you speak to the run defense and the tackling of Rashawn,
yeah.
And Troy Anderson making his first NFL start?
Yeah, I thought, obviously Rashawn called it today with Mike being out, and Mike's been playing really well for us, and we feel, that inside linebacker group is strong. So certainly, like all of us, we'll get back and look at the film and see what we can do better. But Rashawn had an efficient day, and so did Troy. You could feel him out there.
And the play of Kyle today, he was part of that first drive and got a touchdown right there to give you the lead back.
Yeah, part of the team, D-led. Good to have him back out there. All those guys contributed. I thought everybody helps. Maybe it doesn't go on the stat page, but even some of the stuff the receivers do in our run game made some critical plays when we needed them. Pruitt made a huge catch. Michael, that's somebody we got a lot of faith in. Got the first touchdown. Hesse, all those guys, it was good to see.
AK, Troy getting their first starts, but a lot of guys on defense kind of having to take on more significant roles with injuries. I mean, what did you see from this defense collectively in the guys having to step up when it mattered?
Well, that's, it's kind of been our, it's the kind of theme of this group. It's our team, and it's why we practice the way we do, and we got a belief in everybody that's up, and even guys that certainly weren't up today for different reasons. And these guys believe, and they understood the focus. And when you're playing a team like that does a lot of different stuff pre-snap, they got some really good players. Some of the better players at the position, and they were locked in. I mean, it was unfortunate the play that Casey came out on. I mean, he knew exactly what was coming and read it. Now, again, Debo is a good player, and he was able to extend a little bit, but those are huge plays. And guys were really tuned in. I thought we had a good week.
Congratulations on the win, Coach.
Thank you.
What is just this overall confidence? With a win like this, what does it do to the confidence for the team?
Well, I think, perspective. Really all season, I think this team's been fairly confident. Certainly there's things that we got to do better. I mean, it's the nature of this game. If you don't have perspective, whether you win or lose, and you can't go back tomorrow and say, hey, what do we got to get fixed? Who's possibly going to be up next week? And as you put a plan in, and if we're not going to be satisfied. This team, we're going to continue to grow and improve, and it's just a fun group to coach. Really proud of those guys.
Coach, you said that you liked how Marcus Mariota was also leading the team. So these 6 games into the season, where have you seen him grown, and what specifically are you liking about his leadership on the field?
That's who he is. He's genuine. These guys believe in him, and those are things you can't put in a stat sheet. I just watch the way these guys play. I mean, he didn't play for 2.5 years, so it took a couple games. There's some things he kind of a little rusty here and there, but I feel like every game he's getting more comfortable. Certainly can make you defend a lot of things every snap. Whether we're doing it or not, or giving you an illusion of doing it, it can put stress on people pre-snap. And our guys really believe in him. I think he's a very accurate quarterback. I think you saw that today.
The 2 interceptions and the fumble return were the kind of plays that you had almost made several times
Sure.
earlier this year. To convert those, just to make those plays, how big was that in the flow of the game?
Huge. We worked with AJ about it. I told him the DBs are going to work with Mike Petrie on the ball security drill. Go on one hand. But here's what, in all seriousness, that was a huge play, and he was able to get the edge. But if Jalen's not finishing that play, that could have been a touchback the other way. But in all seriousness, we got to work. He's talking about something improving it. Great play, but we can do that better, and we need to, because that could have cost us. But kind of our ethos going to the ball, Josh, Hawk finishing, we were able to get the touchdown. Thank you all.
On Wednesday when we talked to you and you said, I'm not worried about statistics. I've never been. That's not part of who I am. But to go 13 of 14 in the pass game today, I mean, what did that kind of mean to you in the overall flow of this game?
We kind of expected that was going to be the case, right? Like, it's a good defense, and just kind of got to take what they give you. My goal was just to be efficient throughout the day and just try to give our guys opportunities to make plays, and knew that, we're just going to have to kind of slowly dink and dunk our way down there to get points.
To that end, the run game was working today. I mean, how did you feel like the run game supplemented what you guys wanted and needed to do offensively?
I truly believe when we're able to run the ball the way that we do, make some plays in the pass game, we're tough. We're tough to defend. So the more that we can do that, the more that we can show our versatility, I think is going to be beneficial for the rest of the year.
We talked to you on Wednesday and then also after the game last week about the need to be better on first and second down and getting positive yardage, even if it's 2-3 yards. I mean, how did you feel like the offense changed in comparison to where y'all were at this time last week in that regard?
Yeah, I think it just keeps you in rhythm. At the end of the day, if you're able to even if it is 2-3 yards, you're in third and manageable situations, and you're more likely to convert. I think we can obviously improve. There are some things. We got some penalties, a couple negative plays that stalled drives. But for the most part, when we're able to get in a rhythm and do well on first and second down, we're able to score points.
Marcus, if you could please talk about the belief in that locker room, because there were some outside the locker room before the season started. There probably were low expectations from the media and fans and things like that. But here we are 6 games in, 3-3. Tied for the division lead right now. Just talk about the belief in that locker room, if you could.
We got a great group of guys that truly believe in what the culture is being built here, and that's fun to be a part of. When I was a free agent, I was looking at places to play. I knew Art here was going to build that type of locker room, and when you got a bunch of good guys that enjoy coming to work, that want to put in their best effort for each other and not just only themselves, you're going to find ways to win games and be successful. So. We just got a great group of guys, and I look forward to continuing to play with them.
Coach Smith said that you're one of the most genuine leaders of this team, and that's what makes you so great as a leader. And talking to some of your teammates, they all say the same. Where have you just seen your, leadership grown, even throughout the years of your career, or even just in these past 6 games?
Well, I really try to just be myself. I think when you try to put up a front or a persona, guys, especially at this level, they can read into that. So. I never try to be any different than who I am. I was raised in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, 10 hours away from here. So that is something that I carry with me every single day. And as long as I stay true to myself, I really believe that, that allows guys to feel comfortable and confident, and, I'll never change that.
Marcus, I know it's only 6 games in, but with what you went through the last 2.5 years, how rewarding or fulfilling is this to kind of feel like you got to feel like I'm getting my career back on track? This is what I knew I could do when I was drafted number 2 overall.
Well, it comes down to just being able to have the opportunity. I'm forever grateful for this organization to allow me to have that chance. You look across the league, a lot of guys in my situation don't really get a second chance. And, for them to call me in and give me this opportunity to be a part of a young team means the world to me. So as long as we can continue just to stack these days, focus on the present, don't get too far ahead, don't look in the past. This team has got a lot of potential, and I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, Marcus, they tied it up 14-14, but can you discuss that next drive? A couple key plays. Keith picked up a first down. You broke free on a scramble. That 11-play, 75-yard drive, put your foot down when they got back in it. What was going on the field during that drive?
Well, we talk about it all the time. We try to be complimentary in all phases of the game. And, when we're able to do that, we can pick up the defense. The defense played outstanding throughout the day, creating turnovers. We knew we had opportunities to go score points. So as long as we can complement each other, we're a good team.
In the scramble, when did you, make the decision, hey, I got to get out of here?
It just
I need 13 yards.
It was one of those plays that just kind of happened within the flow of the game. I saw a lane, I tried to crease it, and felt that I got enough and tried to get down.
Marcus, was there a point today where you started to think, wow, I'm really reading things well, whether it's either your reads and progressions, passing, or decisions in the RPO? What was there a point that you really started to feel that today?
Honestly, I feel like I've kind of gotten to that point, through the first 5 games. I think every game that I've played in this year, I've gotten more and more comfortable. It's tough, coming off a couple of years where, you're not getting a lot of game time. And truly the only experience that you get is being out there. So, as the season continues to progress, I think we're all getting a good feel of what is expected of us and how we can be efficient. So I think all in all, I've really got to a point where I feel really comfortable in this scheme.
You talked, it was Wednesday, about confidence a little bit. Like, is that what you showed today? Is that the manifestation of that in some ways, or?
Yeah, it's a long journey, right? 3 years ago, I was benched in this week. And, you go through a process of kind of looking within and reflecting. And throughout that journey for me, I kind of knew that I had to find my confidence to be able to play at a high level. So, when you get your confidence taken away from you, it is tough as an athlete, because I think that's truly your only mental weapon that you have. So to be able to build myself back up through, the Raiders organization, through the Atlanta organization, through these teams and my teammates and the quarterback rooms that I've been a part of, has been very important for me and critical in my career.
You mentioned 3 years ago this week. Like, does that come up through your head, through your thought process at all?
Well, today it did, a little bit. You look back on it, right? And, at that point in time in my career, you feel like you're part of a good team, part of a good organization. Thought that, if you get the ball rolling, you'd be there for a long time. And just one thing led to another. But at the end of the day, I'm truly grateful for what had happened to me, because I'm here because of it. I've gotten this opportunity. I'm back with Arthur. I'm back with this team. I'm able to help this young group. So I'll never take any of that for granted. And you know what? It's in the past, and just continue to learn from it.
Marcus, with Cordero being banged up, could you talk about the running back room and how different yards are coming from more folks now, including you? And do you feel more inclined to perhaps maybe run it a little more? But just talk about the running back room.
Well, first and foremost, when you have a guy like CP, he does so many different things for you, right? Like he's a great receiver out of the backfield. He's a great runner. So really it takes kind of a group of guys to be able to fill that position when he's down. And our young backs have done an unbelievable job finding ways to get tough yardage. And you know what? Today was one of those days where the defense presented an opportunity for me to run a little bit. It's going to change week to week. We understand that. But I'll do whatever I can to help this team win.
You mentioned the ding on your confidence 3 years ago. Given that situation involved Arthur, when you came here, was him being here a reason you wanted to come here? Did part of you think maybe I want a fresher start during this journey?
A lot of it, I think, when I look back on it, was I wanted to redeem myself. I really believe in what Arthur's doing. I really believe in the scheme. I didn't play well enough, and I wanted to have an opportunity to redeem myself, to be able to show that I can play in this system. And like I said, I'm grateful for this opportunity. But yeah, I mean, that's definitely part of the motivation and determination for me.
Was there a specific moment this season that you found that confidence again, or did it come in the off season, or like when did that belief start to come back for you?
It really started probably when I was in Vegas. Again, like I said, I was a part of a really good quarterback room with Derek and Nate Peterman, and to be around those guys and to just work and to just kind of enjoy playing the game again. I could kind of feel that confidence building, and obviously I really believe in hard work, and throughout my off-season preparations, I always try to put my best foot forward in that sense, and I think that in return builds confidence. So it's a combination of a couple of things, but to be able to go through off seasons and to be a part of a good quarterback room, I think ultimately led me to get my confidence back. Thank you, guys. Have a good day.